Hello everyone, welcome to New Wave Coaching Classes for Mathematics. This is your host Jatin, and I thank all my viewers who are liking my videos, and special thanks to all who have subscribed also. My dear friends, so today what we are going to do is we are going to discuss some of the leftover questions of exercise 7.2 of the coordinate geometry. So without wasting time, let's start. Now the sixth question of the exercise 7.2 shows that there are four coordinates, four vertices of a parallelogram taken in order, and we have to find there are some unknown coordinates in the points, and we have to find those unknown coordinates. So first of all, let's draw a parallelogram here. Now all of you know that parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are equal and parallel. So the coordinates say what they have given, 1, 2. Whenever you write the coordinates, write in the order. Don't write according to yourself. So if you write C here, it will be wrong. So you go A, B, C, D. That is the cyclic order. Now C is given as x, 6, and D is given as this is 3, 5. Now, to find the coordinates of or to find the value of x and y, we have to go and understand some of the properties of parallelogram. If you go in your geometry in your early classes, you have learned basically a parallelogram diagonals bisect each other. What does it mean actually? That the point where the two diagonals are meeting, that is exactly the midpoint of both the diagonals. So using this property, we can find the coordinate of x also, and the value of x also and y also, right? So how we will do? First we will join the diagonals AC and BD, and this is the point P. This is the point P, and the coordinates are x, sorry, I don't have to find this actually. Right, so this is P actually. Now we know P is the midpoint of AC also and BD also. Now if we find the coordinates of P using that P is the midpoint of AC, and then we find the coordinates of P using that P is the midpoint of BD, in both cases the value of the P should be same actually. Using this property we can find x and y, and how we will proceed, let's see now. First of all, we say P is the midpoint of AC and BD both. Right. So we can say midpoint of AC now. First case we take it as P as midpoint of AC. Now, if P is the midpoint of AC, then the x coordinate of P would be, we have the relation x1 plus x2 upon 2. So this is the x1, this is x2, we write it as 1 plus x upon 2. Right? There can be slight confusion. So what we can do, we can just write the coordinates of P as x1, y1. So I take it as x1 here. Okay. So there is again a confusion. So we can take, we can simply write it as x coordinate. So x coordinate is x1 plus x2 upon 2, so that is 1 plus x by 2. Similarly, y coordinate will be y1 plus y2 upon 2. So that will be equal to 2 plus 6 upon 2, so that is 4. It means if P is the midpoint of AC, then therefore P is 1 plus x by 2, 4. Right. Now if we take P as midpoint of BD. Right? Now we find the x and y coordinate. So x coordinate will be, that is equal to 3 plus 4 upon 2. So that is 7 by 2. Similarly, y coordinate would be y plus 5 by 2. Right? It means here the coordinates of P are, so P is 7 by 2 comma y plus 5 by 2. Now if we see P is one point and we have two coordinates, it means the coordinates would be same. So what we can do now, we write 1 plus 6 by 2 equal to 7 by 2. This 2 cancels and we get x equals to 6. Right? Because since it is one point only, obviously the coordinates would be same. They cannot be different because it's the same point. Right? And then we can write for y 4 equals to So this is how we can find the coordinates, or we can say this is how we can find the value of x and y. Now in the seventh question, what is given? We have to find the coordinates of a point A, where AB is the diameter of a circle whose center is 2, minus 3 and B is 1, 4. So it's given that AB is the diameter and P is the center of the circle. So the coordinates of B is 1, 4 and the coordinates of the center is given as 2, minus 3. We have to find the coordinates of A. So we suppose that the coordinates of AB x1, y1. Now since AB is the diameter and P is the center, P is the center, it means P will be the midpoint of AB, and we know by the midpoint formula the coordinates of the midpoints, the x coordinate of the midpoint is x1 plus x2 upon 2 and the y coordinate of midpoint is y1 plus y2 upon 2. So using this relation we can find the coordinates of A, that is x1 and y1. Now we know x equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y is equal to y1 plus y2 upon 2. So I have done both things simultaneously. You see the x first. See, x is 2, that is the coordinate of the midpoint. x1 is this and x2 is the other end. So that is 1. So we have 2 equals to x1 plus 1 upon 2. Cross multiply, this 2 into 2 becomes 4, x1 plus 1 and x1 we get it as 3. Similarly, y is y1 plus y2 upon 2. Y is basically the y coordinate of midpoint and that is minus 3. I substitute the value minus 3. y1 is one end, y2 is the other end, y2 the other end is given to us as 4. So minus 3 is equal to y1 plus 4 by 2. Cross multiply, this is minus 6 equals to y1 plus 4 and we get the y1 as minus 10 and the coordinates of A are 3, minus 10. Right? Now let's see the next question. Is given there are 2 points A and B. The points are given A and B. The coordinates are also given. So write A as it's given as minus 2, minus 2 and B is given as 2, minus 4. And there is a point P in the middle. There's a point P in the middle and it's given. We have to find the coordinates of P, but the ratio is not given. What is given to us? It's given that AP is equal to 3 upon 7 AP. Now, when I have to find the ratio of the ratio by which P divides AP, it means I have to find AP upon BP. So using this relation also I can find the ratio. How? Let's find the ratio first from here. Now this AP, if I cross multiply, this is 7 AP equal to 3 AP. Now this whole AB can be divided into parts, AP plus BP. So what I can do? This is 7 AP equals to 3 into AP plus BP, right? Multiply it inside. So this is 7 AP equals to 3 AP plus BP, 3 BP. This 3 AP comes on the left side, gets subtracted. So what we have, 4 AP is equal to 3 BP. And this means that AP upon BP is 3 by 4. This means P divides AB in the ratio 3:4, right? So we write the ratio 3:4 here. So this 3 gets multiplied this side and this 4 will be this side, right? So therefore, now if I have to find the coordinates of P, I write the relation x equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus 1. Right? So I substitute the values. Now m is 3 into x2 is 2 plus n is 4 into x1 is minus 2 upon 3 plus 4, right? So this is x equals to 6 minus 8 upon 7. Therefore, x equals to minus 2 by 7. Similarly, we can find y. Y is equal to my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Therefore, y equals to m is 3 into y2 is minus 4 plus n is 4 into y1 is minus 2 upon 3 plus 4. So we get it as y equals to minus 12. This is minus 8 upon 7. Therefore, y is minus 20 upon 7. It means the coordinates of P is minus 2 by 7, comma, minus 20 by 7. Right, so this is how we can find the coordinates. Now let's see the next question. Now in the next question it is given that we have to find the coordinates of the point to divide the line segment joining A and B in 4 equal parts. See, you remember in the previous lecture we have done one question, that was the second question of this exercise, in which we have discussed that there were points which were dividing the line in 3 parts, trisection. Now we have 4 parts, right? So what we can do in this, let's see first what is given to us. So I have A here, B here, right? So the coordinates of A is minus 2, 2 and the coordinates of B are 2, 8. Now I have 3 points dividing the line in 4 parts. So I write it as P, Q, R. Now these 4 parts are equal, right? If suppose this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So we can say that P divides AB in the ratio 1:3, Q divides AB in the ratio 2:2, that is 1:1, it means Q is the midpoint of AB. And similarly, R divides AB in the ratio 3:1. This is one of the way of doing the question. The other way, let's see, the way which I will be doing. So first I find the coordinates of Q, since Q is the midpoint of AB. Alright, Q is midpoint of AB. Therefore, coordinates of Q, so that is x1 plus x2 upon 2, comma, y1 plus y2 upon 2. Right? So that is equal to, now this is x1, this is x2, I write minus 2 plus 2 upon 2, comma 2 plus 8 upon 2. So we get q equals to 0, comma 5. Now if you carefully look at the diagram, if I hide this thing, and I say AQ, this AP and PQ are equal, it means P is the midpoint of AQ, right? So we can apply, we say P is midpoint of AQ. So using this, we can find the coordinates of AQ also, right? We can find the coordinates of P also, quite simple. So P is the midpoint of AQ, therefore coordinates of P will be, again I use this relation x1 plus x2 upon 2. But in this case, x1 is 2 minus 2 and x2 will be 0 because P is the midpoint of AQ. So I take x2 as this. So I write minus 2 plus 0 upon 2 and 2 plus 5 by 2. I get it as P equals to minus 1, comma 7 by 2. Similarly, if you look at R, if you see R and I hide this portion AQ, what I see that R is the midpoint of BQ. So using this thing, we can find the coordinates of R also, right? So I write R is the midpoint of BQ, right? So therefore, coordinates of R are directly written as, now this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2, so this is x1 y1, so I have 0 plus 2 by 2 and y plus 8 by 2. So I get it as R as 1, comma 13 by 2. So this is how we can find the coordinates, right? Now we have the last question of this exercise. In the last question, the 4 vertices of a rhombus are given to us. Now this is rhombus given to us and the coordinates are A 3, 0. I have B as 4, 5, C as minus 1, 4, and D as minus 2, minus 1. And what they have asked from us, we have to find the area of the rhombus. Now this question basically corresponds to the distance formula. Why? Because if you talk about the area of rhombus is basically half into product of diagonals. Right? Now here, if we talk about the diagonals, so that is half into AC into BD. So now if we talk about AC, we have to find basically the length of AC using the distance formula, and then we have to find the length of BD using the distance formula. So that way you can find the area. So if I talk about AC, so that is if I apply the formula x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square, right? So that will be I'm just doing it directly. So this is 3 plus 1 because there is one negative and x2 is negative, so it becomes plus. And on the other hand, I have 0 minus 4 whole square. So this is 4 whole square 16. This is also 16. So this is under root 16 plus 16. I get it as AC equal to root 32, right? Similarly, I can find BD also. BD, it will be minus 2, minus 4 whole square plus minus 1, minus 5 whole square. So that is minus 6. Minus 6 whole square is 36. And again 36. So this is 36 plus 36. And I get it as root 72. Right? Now I have to find the area of the rhombus. So area will be equal to 1 by 2 into root 32. Root 32 can be written as 4 root 2 and this root 72 can be written as 6 root 2. Right? So this is half into 4 root 2 into 6 root 2. Now if we multiply these two, we get it as 1 by 2 into 24 into root 2 becomes 2. So this 2 cancels. So area is 24 square units. Right, so this was how we can find the area. Right, dear friends. So this was all about coordinate geometry, the distance formula and the section formula. In the next lecture, we will be discussing about the area of a triangle. If the three coordinates of the triangle is given, how we can find the area of the triangle. Till then, just try to watch the video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right. So, dear friends, this is your host signing off. Goodbye and take care.